Now one of these days I'll wake up tired of the life I'm living in fear.
Hi everybody, welcome back to our ongoing series, The Lost Art of Thinking. My name is Tim Schneider with Aegis Learning, and this is Leading Edge. Now, we've been talking about and working on those things that kind of impair or hurt our thinking, and we have two little units left that are kind of the segue before we get into the great thinking models to learn to embrace parts of and how to embrace situationally. Now, the very first one is something that we identified probably around 2007 all the way through 2011, and it's something called paternal thinking. Paternal thinking impacts how we think related to organizational dynamics, even our work group, smaller work group dynamics, and even our family dynamics too. Now, what paternal thinking is the belief-based thinking that everything that this organization, department, division, and family does is good. And it absolutely kills off any critical thinking. It came from, our research and observation was kind of born in work that we were doing for a 5-diamond, 5-star resort. And they had this belief, false belief, that everything that they did was great. Now, don't get me wrong, they did a ton of stuff really well. But they had also crafted these blinders that because they were, who they were, everything they did was right. And subsequently, we've worked in a lot of organizations, usually very high-performing organizations, that develop that same paternal thinking. This is how we do it at the city. Therefore, it is good. It is right. It is the way to do it. And we never question it. We never engage critical thinking. Likewise, in a family dynamic, it doesn't even need to be a global kind of organization, but in a family dynamic, especially if that family dynamic is functioning at a pretty high level, everything we do absolutely is good. Everything that we do and say is absolutely spot on. You can even extrapolate that into organizations. Everything this particular political party says is good, and therefore it must be true and right. And again, no critical thinking. Everything that the union says must be true. The union said it. Well, no, that's not the case. And we've got to learn how to turn that paternal thinking down, and in some cases off, to engage good critical thinking to keep moving ahead and actually keep thinking and not just repeating what the paternal organization or paternal element is telling us. Well, I hope you have a great week. We have one more little segue of thinking before we get into the great thinking models, and I'm really looking forward to that. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.
Now one of these days I'll wake up tired.